So closing disclosure is actually a nationwide mandate. So if they're giving out a loan, this closing disclosure has to be in the document. Hey guys, welcome to Tia Productions. I'm Lisa Tiote, and I get so many questions about how do you become a notary signing agent and how does it work step by step. I need a guide. I know it can be confusing. It's a real industry. There's so many components in real estate, so this is one of them. All I ask from you guys is to like and subscribe for more videos like this. Okay, so first I want to answer the question of what even is a notary signing agent? I get this question so much. Notary signing agent is a notary, okay? So you need to know the basics of what a notary is. A notary is, in simple terms, a professional witness. So when you need a document notarized, you pretty much need somebody there who can confirm that you haven't been signing under duress, who has confirmed that this is a real situation, this whole thing is real, a professional witness. So that's what a notary is. Now, a notary signing agent is the same exact thing, but for real estate. Does that make sense? Hope it makes sense. Now, when I say you are there as a notary to make sure this whole thing is legit, it's not really your job to determine if the document itself is legit. That's a lawyer's job. That's whoever else's job. So when we stamp our stamp, when we sign it and stamp it, we're making it official between the two parties that are signing. So now that you know what a notary signing agent is, first step is sign up for signing services, market your business. So that answers the question of where do you get work? You get work from signing up with signing services. I started with SnapDoc Signing Order and a few others. If you can, as much as possible. After you finish marketing yourself, you will start getting emails, phone calls, or text messages. Now, when you get these emails, text messages, and phone calls requesting for your services, you have to answer them, okay? You have to stay engaged because it allows people to know that you are in business, okay? So whether you're declining it, counter offering it, whatever, you have to stay active in the system of whatever platform it is, and in general. So you want people to know that you're in business, so you have to answer those calls and all of that stuff. Now, when you answer those calls or that email or whatever, there's usually a confirmation email. So if you did not get a confirmation email, it means you did not get the assignment. A lot of people do not know that. So when you accept an assignment through SnapDoc, Signing Order, whatever, you only know you got it when you get a confirmation email, which will have everything that you need to know to complete the assignment. Okay, so sometimes, like for example, I am signed up with what's called Bank Served. So Bank Serve, you have to have a year experience and work with them. They are like the cream of the crop signing service. So you give them the price that you will work for. Most of the time they will give you one price and you can take it or you can counter offer it. One thing I learned in real estate school was that everything in real estate is negotiable. So you can take the first offer or you can counter offer. Everything is negotiable in the real estate industry. The low end is going to be $75, but the high end is going to be $250. When you're new, you don't want to be too money hungry. You want to be relationship focused. So the low end is about 75. I could even go as low as 65. That's the lowest I've taken. But if you're new, I wouldn't be too picky. Prices also vary state by state. So usually what I do is I take the first offer and I work my way up from there. So I determine how far it is. Okay, so if I'm driving an hour, I'm not doing it for 75. I'm sorry, I'm just not. Okay, so that's my standard. So it depends on how you are gonna run your business. I cannot tell you how to charge for your business, but I can tell you the ranges from 65 to 250. 250 is assuming that you're working directly with the title company, but 65 to about 150 is like the max that you'll probably charge for just the everyday signing service or any, just in general for loan documents. So like I said, try to be relationship focused because once you build that relationship and you show them that you're worth the money, you're most likely going to get business in the future as long as you do a good job. I personally do not work for free. I will work for a low price. I will negotiate my, the monetary gain, but I will not work for free. I don't recommend anybody working for free to prove themselves. I don't feel like it's fair to you. At the same time, that could be your business model because sometimes that does work. It depends on your business model. So if you feel like you can do one signing for free for a direct service and then just prove yourself and hopefully they'll call you back, then you can do that. But I personally usually charge low for the very first time and then go up from there. Okay, so now that we got the basics out of the way, now let's assume that you accepted an assignment and this is your first assignment. What the heck do you do? So the very first time when you accept an assignment, you're going to get a confirmation email, as I mentioned in the previous clip. They're going to send you everything you need to know. So there should be no questions as to what you need. Okay, so the documents will be in a portal of some sort or in the email, number to the client's address, everything. So all you're doing is taking the client's number from that confirmation email and confirming everything that you see on there, or at least their address and where you guys are meeting. You're going to let them know that you need a copy of their IDs, because you do need a copy of their IDs. That's the reason why you're there. You're there to prove that they're who they say they are, and they're the ones who are signing. They're not signing under pressure or anything like that. That's why you're there. You are going to confirm everything that you need them to confirm. You're going to let them know on the phone what they should expect, give them a brief of what they should expect for the signing. But for the most part, you're confirming that email that you got. I actually forgot to mention that it's 24 hours prior unless it's a weekend. So if the signing's on Monday, they're going to send it to you on Friday. So they're not going to send it to you on Saturday or Sunday, most likely. More of a 48-hour window than a 24-hour window. Just expect that for the documents. Now, assuming that you got the documents, let's prepare for the signing. You need to prepare for the signing. You want to look over the documents. You want to make sure you understand at least enough of the documents to go through with the signers. What I did when I was new, I bought stickies, sign here stickies, and I went through each individual page to make sure that I put a sign here sticky on each individual page that needed to be signed. You want to build rapport when you're new, so you don't want to miss signatures. Here are some tips and tricks though for when you're printing out your documents. Do not print front and back. Make sure that your ink is not running low, so make sure that it is very clear when you're printing out all your documents. If they're requiring letter and legal, that you are printing out letter and legal. So you do need a dual tray printer. That's what I use. So I print out letter and legal. Make sure everything is printed out exactly how they want it to be printed out. If you don't have a dual tray printer, you have a single tray printer, go to a website called Notary and have them sort the pages out so that you can print all legal and all letter and form it together, okay, as needed. So yeah, that's the tips that I have for printing out the documents. So you printed the documents the right way. You made sure there's no smudges on your documents. You went over the documents prior to your signing. And you pretty much have every supply. Your sign here stickies are in each individual page to make sure you got everything correctly done. You're good. You're done. You're ready for your signing. And do not forget your supplies. I have like a pencil case where I have blue pens that you 100% need. And I have my rubber fingertips. I keep this and it allows for the prevention of paper cuts because you will get paper cuts, guys. Otherwise, you are ready to go. Don't forget the blue pens, and I'll explain why you need blue pens. So most signing service companies require blue pens specifically to sign with, so I put a bunch of blue pens in my pencil case when I go to my signers. I don't expect them to have a blue pen, and then we sign with blue ink for the most part. Okay, read your instructions because most documents have instructions at the front, so make sure you read your instructions that they don't require blue pens, because most of the time they do. The reason why they need blue pens is because one, it determines from the original and the copy. When you do scan backs and you send the documents back, easily able to see what the mistakes are. If you made any mistakes, the blue stands out from all the sea of black. They have their reasons why they want blue ink. So you just follow the instructions as needed. Sometimes they just want black, but just read the instructions. Okay, so most of the time I confirm twice. So now it is signing day. So I confirm again the day of the signing that we are still meeting, that nothing's changed. Now that you're confirmed, assuming that they said, yes, we're still on for 10 o'clock, probably, let's just assume that's what you guys confirmed with. Put the address in your GPS and you drive to the house, obviously. Now you're at the house. Okay, now you come to the door, you knock. I personally ring and knock because a lot of times they have kids and the kids are just like super, busy, so they can't hear the doorbell sometimes. So I knock and then I confirm their last name at the door. The reason why I confirm their last name at the door is because there's been like 2 or 3 times and it was the wrong house. From then on, I just started confirming their last name at the door. Like, hey, is this Miss Johnson? And then they're like, yes, I am Miss Johnson. And then I go in. I pretty much take initiative. So I'm the notary signing agent. I'm the expert here. So I have to navigate everything, the distractions and everything, because we have a time crunch. We want to get these documents signed, scanned back, and shipped on time before the cutoff for FedEx or UPS or whatever. So I am navigating, asking them where would they like to sit. I tell them that I prefer a dining room because a dining room is a lot better to do it than a couch, okay? I tell them to direct me to the dining room, and then we go to the dining room. I give them their copy and let them know that this is a copy of exactly what we're gonna sign, which it is. I start prepping, taking out my stamp and my pens, anything that I need for the signing. Then I let them know that they can feel free to go over their copies while I set up, okay? So I want everything to go smoothly. I want them to feel comfortable. Usually they're excited because they're refinancing a house, getting a HELOC, they're getting money back, they're selling their house, they're buying a house. They're usually doing something that benefits them. So usually they're happy to see you, so they're not in a rush or they're not like stressed or anything like that. It's not a stressful situation unless you're doing reverse mortgage. So everything else for the most part is positive. It's a good thing, so they're happy to see you. So don't feel the pressure, you know, just let them know everything, navigate them, and get ready for your signing. So I just gave you guys all of this information. This is the good part. This is how you go over a loan document. This right here is what you guys have been waiting for. The loan documents of a notary signing agent. Yes, it's this thick, and this is actually me being generous because sometimes if you're doing a refinance, it's actually thicker than this. So this one is just a basic standard loan signing. I'd say it is probably less than 100 pages. So I will be going step by step of what these documents mean, each individual document, so that you guys know exactly how to go over it with them at a signing. And usually I have whoever's name comes first in a document sit to the right of me. I will be sitting in front of the documents like this, how you guys see it. And then they will be sitting on this side of the table and then the person next to them. And we're going to create a circle that's going to come right back to me. Okay, so this is the first document. We'll get into it. This is just a sample from Notary Association, so I do not own this. But this is a great sample. This is a North Carolina sample, but most of the documents are very similar to this, if not exactly the same. It just has their little, what I call pizzazz from their state. They just add little random documents in there, and those I just read it and then the night before and just tell them what it is, okay? But most documents is gonna have instructions in the front, or it's just gonna have like a front page, okay? So that's what this is. This is just a front page. There's nothing to sign. Nothing to see here for the signers anyways, and they have a copy if they want the details. But this is the order. It tells you everything about the signing. It tells you the company's name, which is Miko's. Everything that you need to know, guys. So I'm just gonna just skim through it, but it tells you where it came from. So it came from Modesto, California. It tells you who the borrower's names are. So it's going to be Rogers, Richard Williams, and this is his phone number right here. So this is the phone number that you called through the confirmation email, because all of this you already got through your confirmation email before you even printed it out. So you should have looked at this, and that's how you made your confirmation call. And this is a refinance, so that's why it's so thick. Refinances are usually really thick, and this is actually being humble because refinances sometimes are a lot thicker than this, okay? So anyway, so this is just the front page, nothing to sign here. Just, you don't necessarily have to go over it with them. Flip that over. I usually flip it over to my right. This is the closing instructions. So the closing instructions, there's nothing to sign. This comes with the documents. You actually have to read these. This is very important. So this is what I was talking about, guys. Right here it says, please use blue ink when signing the papers. You see that? So you will always have, and it tells you examples, errors in admission, everything that you need to know, guys. Read these closing instructions. These are important. They didn't just put this in here for decoration. They put this in there because they want you to make sure you get everything checked off. So before you leave the signing, make sure that everything on this page is exactly what you did. You have a blue pen, like I have right here, and everything you need to know. Most, if not every document will have a closing instructions. It just won't always look like this. All right, so this is what's called a closing disclosure. So closing disclosure is actually a nationwide mandate. So if they're giving out a loan, this closing disclosure has to be in the documents. All right, so this closing disclosure, how I go through it, I usually take the page, I turn